You did all of that for what? Like, you wasn't even beefing with the dude for real. Like, this makes no sense, right? Senseless. So two families lost their child, right? Rest in peace to Quentin Smith. Yo, what's happening? It's your man OG Bo Beats TV. Coming your day, another special video. What's good? What's happening YouTube? It's your man OG Bo Beats, and I'm back with another video for you today. So today I got something that's kind of hit close to home for me. I want to talk about what's been going on in my hometown, you know what I'm saying, where I grew up at, up in Wisconsin, Racine, Wisconsin to be exact. A lot of y'all may be like, well, who's up in Racine, Wisconsin? You never heard of it, I get that all the time. That's cool. But it's a lot going on in the city, and lately, the last few years, it's been kind of rough, you know, in the streets and all of that stuff right there. So I just want to go ahead and shed some light and let y'all know about some situations that's going on that we got to do better about, and it'll help everybody out no matter where you at. So I want to do that. So, you know, we're going to talk about a couple situations that's going on that just recently hit the news or whatever the case may be. Break it down, see if we can get some clarity. And maybe you'll learn something today, you know what I'm saying? But before we do that, please make sure if you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the content, comment, whatever the case may be. I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't holding nothing back. So let's get into it. All right. So as you can see up on the screen, I got a map of exactly where Racine, Wisconsin is at. So I want you to look at that because it's very, you know, specific that I put this picture up. Because I want you to see that Racine, although it's a small city, you may have heard of it, you may have not. Right now, it's currently about 80,000 people. It's been fluctuating, you know, when I was growing up there, whatever, from 100 to around what it is now. And it's an hour north of Chicago, right on I-95. If you know, you know, right? An hour from O'Hare Airport and all of that. And then it's 30 minutes from Milwaukee. We actually right the very next city above or below Milwaukee. Both of those cities are big cities, big metropolitan area. Milwaukee got 600,000 plus. Chicago got close to 3 million plus. And we know we hear a lot of things about those cities, but we never probably hear about the places and areas that's surrounding these areas. So Racine is a very small city, but it's not the smallest city you'd ever been to. But I can tell you one thing about Racine. It's got a very high unemployment rate, and you know, the crime rate is kind of high. Wisconsin in general got some crazy stats. I did a video a while back about situations going on in Racine, so I'm gonna play a clip of that video real quick before I get into actually what I want to talk about. So go ahead and check this out. All right, so I'm going to just pause it a few times, but this is a stat that's very true. Wisconsin's black incarceration rate in the state prisons is the highest in the nation. Now, this is maybe not right now. Maybe it is still. But I know at one point this is definitely something that was an issue. Black imprisonment rate is 10 times higher than the white one in the state. So a lot of people don't understand, right? A lot of people ask the question, is it any black people in Wisconsin? Well, unfortunately, you know, I got to bring this stat up, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's a very high incarceration rate for black people in Wisconsin, but let's keep it going. All right. 1 in 36 adults. So I want to pause it real quick. So I made this video a while back. It's on my channel. It's got like 3,000 views or something like that. And I wanted to highlight situations that was going on, and that's actually what we're going to talk about today, because there was some sad situations, some crimes, some murders that happened, all involving young people that definitely could have been unavoided, or could have been avoided, I'm sorry, and that shouldn't have happened. And it's all based in a bunch of, you know, ridiculous BS, and we got to do better. But this, I'm going to play this for a quick second. I'm going to show you kind of what's going on, and we're going to get into it.
Latest now is a 15-year-old boy is being charged as an adult for allegedly shooting and killing another teen last week in Racine.
As Fox 6's Bill Miston now explains, the motive stemming from associating with rival street gangs. Bill?
Mary and Ted 15-year-old Zontel Jr. made his first court appearance today in Racine County in adult court, as the boy is charged as an adult with first-degree intentional homicide, accused of shooting 16-year-old Quentin Smith in the head and killing him Friday night.
I think it's absolutely outrageous to think anything less than $1 million.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop it right there. I just want to give y'all a little bit of quick information on that before I jump into it, because I'm gonna talk about that story here in a moment. I just want to go ahead and throw out this disclaimer, right? I don't have any relation to anybody in this video. This is not to knock anybody. Rest in peace to all the victims, and you know what I'm saying, prayers to the family and all of that, the people that's in these videos. I'm just trying to bring some information, share some light, give some perspective on it, because I come from this city. I grew up in these streets, and I dealt with a lot of the same stuff growing up. So, you know, I feel like it's only right that I can, you know, make some content and talk about it. All right, so let's get back to the slideshow. All right, so like I said, Wisconsin, right in between Racine, right in between Milwaukee and Chicago. All right, so all right, let's get into it. So basically, if you was watching the video that just played the clip of this kid right here, Zontel Jr., was charged with first-degree intentional homicide for killing this other 16-year-old kid named Quentin Smith. So the story is kind of like this in a nutshell. Like, Quentin Smith, Zontel Jr. was over this other kid house, you know, hanging out, smoking weed, whatever. That was supposed to be the basis of the get-together. And, you know, I'm going to say this right here. Parents, you think you know, but you don't know. And some of you do know that your kid out here ain't doing no good. But some of us think that, they ain't doing nothing but smoking a little weed, hanging out. All right, hey, I'm going to be honest with you. You got to check your kids. They're going to be mad at you now, but they're going to appreciate it later, and you're going to be thankful later that you did. So, you know, we got to stop being light on these kids, because they really don't understand what's going on out here and some of the consequences that come with what's going on. They think it's a game because they send all this stuff on social media. They send all this stuff on YouTube, all these different platforms, these music videos, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, these rappers, these movies, and all of that stuff, and they think it's a game. All right, because this crime right here was senseless. So basically, they was hanging out, and ultimately, this guy right here, Zontel Jr., was accused of pulling out a gun and shooting Quentin Smith. Now, Quentin Smith, 16, was a Caucasian male hanging out with these two kids. Apparently, it had something to do with gang beef in the city of Racine. So I'm gonna tell you, Racine being very close to Chicago. When I was growing up, we had a few gangs going on. Basically, the Gangster Disciples and the Vice Lords, Latin Kings, right? Those was the main gangs we had. So now, apparently, and this was kind of going on a little bit when I was there, but it was very new. But now I guess it's just a big thing where they have a Southside gang called Dirty P, and I guess they more so Gangster Disciple, and they got a Northside gang called NFL, Northside for Life, and I guess they mostly Vice Lord. So apparently, if I don't get this mixed up, Zontel Jr., the kid that's accused of shooting Quentin Smith, was NFL, and he heard something about Quentin Smith being cool with Dirty P. So, long story short, something happened, and he ended up pulling out a gun and allegedly shooting and killing this dude. All right, so as you can see at the very top of this article, it says, teen charged with homicide will be tried for a second time this year after the first trial ended in a hung jury. So all of this happened back in 2022. You know, he got locked up for the murder. It was a lot of all type of stories going on from the third party. I guess the kid's house who they was actually at. He did a lot of crazy stuff, lied to the police, hid the gun, did all of that. But they ended up figuring out that he didn't have really nothing to do with it because he was on the phone at the time, or whatever the case may be. So I guess that caused the mistrial, and then he got tried again. So let's go ahead, go to this next slide. So as you can see, he got tried again, and it says a jury deliberated for less than 2 hours before bringing back a guilty verdict in the August 2022 shooting death of a local teen. Zontel Jr., 16, was convicted of first-degree intentional homicide with a dangerous weapon in the shooting of Quentin Smith. So as you can see, that's the other kid, Quentin Smith, rest in peace. Zontel Jr. was convicted of killing him. Now, let's go ahead and break this down, right? These kids out here is really lost, all right? Because to me, these gangs that they even involved with, although I know actions are real, so I'm going to just say that. Actions are real, but the gangs ain't even about no real, like, I don't even understand it. These gangs, I remember when these gangs was made up, basically. And it's like, they don't even have anything going on, as far as I know. I'm not there right now, so I'm going to keep it a buck with you. But at 16, man, like, I just remember back when I was that age, and there was a few of the homies that did some crazy stuff back in the day. You know, I got a homie named Kenny Moss that ended up getting life in prison, or I don't know if he got life, but he got locked up for killing a pizza delivery dude back when we was like in our teens. And there's several other cases and situations. I've had a lot of people that I know get killed, people that I know do the killing, all in Racine, Wisconsin. All right, this is how I grew up. And it's sad that it's still going on today because this seems so ridiculously senseless, right? I don't know what his motive was. I don't know why he did it. I don't even know if these kids was really in the gang like that. Was Quentin Smith really in the gang like that? Or was he just repping the gang? Same thing with Zontel Jr. Was he in the gang like that? A lot of these kids are taking this stuff too serious, not understanding that this is not going to be nothing in 5 to 10 years when you grow up and become an adult. You're not going to be thinking about NFL and Dirty P game. You're going to be thinking about paying your bills, right? Raising your kids, living your life, hopefully. But I mean, you know, this is a sad situation right here. And like I said, I just wanted to shed some light on it. Talk to your kids. You may think you got good kids. They may be doing decent in school. A lot of these kids is really, really influenced by what's going on in social media and what's going on around them. And we just got to let them know that it's a lot of a world and life to live. It's a lot of bigger and better things out there. Get them out of Racine. Take them to different places, not just Milwaukee and Chicago. Let them travel and see different things and open up their mind to different stuff, because this kid, Zontel Jr., finna spend the rest of his natural life, probably, right? Because you get a life sentence for murder. They don't have the death penalty or nothing like that. Plus, he's a minor anyway in Wisconsin. But it's like, you did all of that for what? Like, you wasn't even beefing with the dude for real. Like, this makes no sense, right? Senseless. So 2 families lost their child, right? Rest in peace to Quentin Smith. Sad situation. But let's move on. All right, so another situation that happened in Racine, same thing. All right, we got this case right here. I'm going to read it to you. This kid, Censor Grandos, the defendant, was just 14 years old at the time he was arrested for the shooting death in Jaden Cronin, 17, who was a senior at Racine's Unified Turning Point Academy. These kids ain't even graduated high school yet. Now 16 years old, on trial for first-degree murder. There's no known motive, but the investigators theorized the shooting was gang-related. Cronin was a member of the Southside gang Dirty P, walking through Northside neighborhood that is considered the territory of the NFL Northside for life. So there we go, right? This is happening in this small town that nobody knows about, really. Kids killing each other over gangs that, like I said, I mean, you know, it is what it is. Actions is real, but these gangs to me is just made up gangs, right? This kid was 14 years old. So the story goes, right, because I'm not going to get into you know, everything, but basically this kid, it was a football game, I think, maybe on the north side. And if you're from Racine and you know, like rival football team, a lot of that stuff be rival schools and all of that, wearing this color and that color, and then they turn into gangs. But this kid was on the north side, I think after a football game or whatever, and it was 3 people in a car, and the 14-year-old kid allegedly shot out the car through the window, shot dude, hit him in the head, whatever the case may be. Rest in peace to Jaden Cronin. I know some of his family members for sure. And it was just a sad situation. So this kid goes to trial. Actually, let me say this. I'm not going to pull this up, but his mother actually got charged for trying to, you know, basically hide him. They tried to go out of town and all of that, skip town, whoop-de-whoop. All of this happened, right? The people's whose car he shot up, he ended up going to the police, telling them what happened. All of this happened. All of this evidence. I'm going to show y'all something on the next slide. All right, update. Right, this happened June 15, 2023. Racine teen accused of 2020 homicide was acquitted on all charges Friday in Racine. All right, Sincere Grandiose 16 was found not guilty of first-degree intentional homicide in the shooting death of Jaden Cronin on September 3rd, 2021. The jury returned a verdict shortly before noon. It was a hectic morning as deputies in the law enforcement building tried to keep friends and family of the victims and friends and defendants separated. So all of this went down, right? And this kid gets acquitted in this case. That's crazy, right? Basically, they know everything that happened, but this is how the law works, right? If you can't prove that a person committed the crime, right, they'll get off. It was 3 people in the car. Both of the other 2 basically saying they didn't do it, but they can't prove who did it. So he was the only one charged. So if they can't prove without a shadow of a doubt that he did it, he got acquitted. So trust me, this is big. This is bad. This setting the precedent for people to go out and commit crimes, and it's like he really got off on this murder. Do I think he did it? Absolutely, I do. I'm gonna just keep it 100 with you. But the law is the law, right? The justice system is the justice system. It's the same system we complain about when people get locked up for BS, and this kid just got away with, allegedly, with murder, right? So this is all going on in Racine. Basically, both of the same gangs, NFL, Northside for Life, Dirty P Gang. I just wanted to shed some light on this because this is a crazy situation to me. Give y'all my reaction to this, man. Big shout out to, all my people and family in Racine. We got to do better, man. We got to help, raise these youth. But I'm going to tell you, a lot of the problems start with the family, the moms, the dad. Where your family at? You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. We got to get it together, man. And this is a sad situation. One case where the kid got found guilty and he had a mistrial. He almost didn't get found guilty. Another case where the kid gets acquitted of murder, right? Now, what is this going to bring to the city? Unfortunately, and it already has, from what I'm hearing, it's going to bring more shootings, more gang conflict, more street beef. But that's what they want you to do. That's what they want us to do. So we got to do better. I just wanted to report this because this is news that needs to get out there. And then before I get off, I wanted to do this, highlight this. If you don't know about Milwaukee, Wisconsin, it also needs help. Milwaukee is really down bad. Like, everybody knows about Chicago, but a lot of people don't know how down bad Milwaukee is. I challenge you to go look at Milwaukee news, pull up the app, pull up the art, some on the internet or whatever. I'm gonna show y'all this, man. This is just a clip. I wasn't even trying to get this, and I opened up the Milwaukee newspaper, and this is what I saw on the front page. I'm gonna just read y'all the headlines. Manhunt underway for very dangerous man wanted. And I don't know what that is. It say drunk. Look like it say drunk something. All right. Then you got downtown Waukesha business owner raped. South Milwaukee man charged with shooting, killing teens. Killed in cold blood. Friends say gas station murder followed fight overnight. Milwaukee man, woman killed hours apart. Like, it's a lot going on in Milwaukee. It's we the home of the Kia boys. If you don't know what that is, look it up. But basically, it's a lot of car thefts. And with those car thefts bring a lot of car accidents. It's a lot of hit and runs. Milwaukee is wild, right? I'm going to tell y'all right now. 600,000 plus people, probably more close to 1 million. It's wild. So if you don't know, do your research. But Milwaukee needs some help. Racine is right in between Chicago and Milwaukee. And, I'm just here to report the news, give y'all my perspective. But, I mean, what value are we bringing to people's lives with this right here? These kids is out here killing, stealing, robbing, gang banging, just to end up in jail, just to end up dead. It's really a waste of time. So if you got a young person that that you can talk to, that you can holler at, please holler at them. Let them know that it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it at all, man. It's your man, OG Beats. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and I'm out, man. I had to give y'all this. I'm out. Peace.